Hello, my Flat Earth family. Hangouts on Air is going away August 1st. For quick streaming, try youtube.com/webcam. Okay, so YouTube is changing things and doing things, and who knows. I really don't watch, while I'm doing this, I really don't watch. Oh, let me say this. Hello, my Flat Earth family. This is Marilyn Spirit Level. So I really don't watch the comments when I'm doing this anyway. It's not a popularity contest with me. It never has been. I'm just bringing you information. And so I like to do this weekly review. And I'm sorry if, I guess right here is the camera. Wait, let me do this. Right there is the camera. That's where I ought to be looking. But if I look at myself, then it's over here. So it's funny to watch yourself, make sure you're not, Anyway, you know what? Maybe I should do that anyway. That's probably a good idea. Just move that off. Now, how come I'm not up? How come it's not broadcasting? Okay, let me see this. All right, guys. So I'm wondering, because can you see me? No, not yet. Yes. All right, somebody says no, not yet, and somebody says yes. Yes, blue shirt. Yes, I do have a blue shirt on. I'm not seeing me on my from my other channel. So I'm wondering what's going on. Eagle on the wall, correct. But what about the falcon? Can you see me yet? And I'm not even seeing me on this. It says for watching now. So what does that mean? Yep, you're live. F.E. Maori. Okay. Where's the falcon? Because I'm not even seeing me on my other channel. Oh, wait. No, that's different. Let me go. I'm going to go to my other channel. Maybe that's the problem. And see if I can catch myself there. Oh, don't want that on. Oh, let me get the, where's the, hang on a minute, guys. Let me just figure this out. I've got to find the link. Blah, 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 blah. No, that's not it. And I don't want to be on the link with me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me see. Let me see if this link is in here somewhere. I should be able to have it. I should be able to get it though on this. And I don't know why I'm not. Ah, here's something. There. Got it. I got it. So now I'm good. Maybe that's the problem. All right, so there's a little delay there, so I shut off that. That's why I do that. Cool, original from, okay. Everybody can see, right? Correct, good. So we're doing good now. That's why we have this on here, because that's a delay. All right, so I'm set up now. Everybody good? Good. All right, so I've got some really important news today. It's really sad, and it's really like disgusting that you just want to throw up, because it's just not the kind of people that I have in my circle of friends, and I just don't want these kinds of people around me. And these are the people that will lie and deceive, like, about everything. They will deceive you about everything. They hate you. This is what it is. They hate you. So when somebody hates you, they want to make a fool of you. They want to mock you. They want to harm you. Not punching you in the nose, harm you, but harm you so that you don't get ahead, that you don't get the things you want, that you don't succeed in life, that that you don't thrive. And guess what? There are those kind of people in this world, and that is their sole purpose, not for them to get ahead, but for them to hold you down so it appears as though they are ahead, if you can understand that. So it's not as though you're raising the bar. It's you're not raising the standards. See, when I was studying education and the changes that were happening in education, this is one example that I used, and that example was a horse jump. In a horse jump, you have the standards. Those are the uprights. And then you have the bar that goes across. Okay, so there's two ways to do that, two ways to make you go higher. One is in truth, and the other is in appearance. So when you jump higher in truth, the standards are stationary. They don't move. They are fixed. And the bar actually moves up a peg on the same standard. Okay? So when you have that, then you are actually achieving. You are actually doing more. You're doing higher, better, all that. The other way is in appearance. It's relative. It's, what is the term they use it? Percentile. When they grade the new testing, the Common Core testing procedure is by percentile. Percentile is just is like grading on a curve. You take all the grades and you see where you are in relation to the other students. Now, that doesn't mean at all that everybody's doing better or that you're doing better in relation to other people. It just means that this is where you are in relation to other people. And it means that you could be having your standards, which are the jump that are supposed to be fixed. They could be, the bar could be held the same, but the standards could be lowered. And then it appears that the bar is at a bigger number, but you aren't doing any better. You aren't achieving more. You aren't at a higher level. So either the bar is raised and the standards are fixed, or the standards are lowered and the bar just appears to be higher when it's truly at the same, or as we're getting now, it's even at a lower height. So these things, this is how they've introduced dumbing down America. They've used that trick, that deception, that prestidigitation, sleight of hand, that magician's trick. And this is what they have used also in the Flat Earth movement, in a different way. They have put infiltrators in the Flat Earth movement. And this is not the first time I've spoken about this. I've been kind of talking about this as I've learned these things that were going on. I let them out. But this is what has prompted this discussion. It's amazing. Like, it's been a whirlwind around here. When the last weekly review I put out, I announced my resignation from the UK conference. F.E. Maori. Okay, I'm reading your comment. We all have different ways of learning. Yeah, but I'm not talking about ways of learning. I'm talking about the standards and the grades and that sort of thing. So don't muddy the waters here. Just listen before you start spouting out what you were told to say by the government. Okay, and I'm not jumping down your throat. I'm just saying the government is brainwashing us. And they want us to accept things. So they will put a different spin on it. The things that they have out in people's lawns right now, no hate accepted here. No hate allowed. Really? Okay, well, you're just saying hate in the word. I mean, and you're putting hate all over your lawn. And what is that? I mean, come on. Nobody hates. I mean, some people hate, but you have to understand, when they put out a campaign, it is a campaign for your mind, and they are going to brainwash you into looking at it in a way, a certain way. So don't do that. Don't go away from the standards that we know and were brought up on. Let's keep those standards. We can change, give a little, take a little, that kind of thing. But you got to keep those standards fixed, or you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to be pedaling, and they're just going to lower the standards on you. Now, this is not just in getting a good grade or getting a monetary job or anything. This is in like cumulative knowledge and our society as a whole, feeding the hungry, helping the poor, all of those things. You have to put it in that relationship, okay? And I know it's going to be tough, but start thinking outside the box that they're putting us in. They're putting us in a box, okay? They don't want us to think outside of that. So just, okay, good. Flat Earth, good. Okay. okay, you're listening to what others had to say. I can't be distracted with that right now. You have to look at the evidence, and you have to think for yourself. And this is what I always told people about the word religion and finding a church or a group of people that you feel comfortable with is, first off, you read the Bible and you figure it out yourself what you think it says. Then go find a church that you feel comfortable with, that thinks like you do. That's how it should be done. You shouldn't just go and accept a religion for what they say. You should read it yourself and come to your own conclusions first. Okay? Then they'll tell you, well, the pastors know everything and you're just stupid. No, don't go there. So anyway, back to the standards and the people in the Flat Earth movement. And it is very, I can't tell you, I've been contacted since I withdrew from the UK conference. And people are telling me, good move, Marilyn. That was really good of you. I don't think that those conferences are a good thing. And I totally agree. I've been all over the American conferences. They're not doing outreach. They are not geared towards, telling mankind. And what is our motto here? What is our mantra? Oh, I didn't bring it in here. I want to teach all of mankind the flat earth truth. And all of you should have that and memorize that. I want to teach all of mankind the flat earth truth. It's easy to remember, and that's what we all should be doing. Why? Because I said so? No, because it's the right thing to do. It's the honest thing to do. It's the true thing to do. Everyone has the right to know the truth. So, are you out teaching? Are you promoting it? And I'm going to get to that support thing in a minute. No, I lied. Not a minute. It'll probably be 20 minutes or more. So I have been contacted since I left the Flat Earth Conference. And I have been told a lot of information, and like some was directly affecting me because it had something to do with some of the so-called activists over here in the States. And so these activists were doing things behind my back. And I knew that. I sensed it. Like I knew things were wrong. But as long as we were going out and I wasn't like doing this stuff alone, now it's all right. I would prefer to go alone because I don't have to deal with that kind of crap going on. And I don't have to listen to what they're saying and watch every move they make. And so I prefer to go out alone, and I prefer not to tell anybody where I'm going. Now, you just watched the New Hope thing, but geez, I keep getting distracted from what I wanted to tell you. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story. A friend of a friend contacted me and told me some things that happened last year over in the UK. And I was wondering all these questions myself. And I was like, wow, that's why. So I'm gonna tell you this story, and I'm gonna use characters because I think you need to figure things out. And if I just come right out and say these things, there will be some people who will say, well, you're just slandering and all this stuff. Okay, so it won't be very hard to figure out who these characters are. One especially. Well, maybe. Yeah, they're all pretty evident. And it just came to me, and I don't know how it did, but it just like was, yeah, this is the right thing to do. So I don't know if you've ever watched Rocky and Bullwinkle. the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. I grew up on that show. And of course, you know, I'm an old hag. So, oh, you silly people. So, you know, and my voice is so harsh, you know. But guess what? Everybody hears it. When I'm out there on the street corner like New Hope and I'm shouting, and I'm not even like pushing it. It's just, I'm just saying it out. Earth is not a spinning ball. Everybody hears me. They all look like, what did she say? Yeah. So, and that's what you need to do. Get it in their ears. Now it's in there. They can't get it out. So, so Rocky, he was an honest squirrel. And you know, if you ever watched the show, Rocky, he was the smart guy, and he was a flying squirrel. Rocky was a flying squirrel, and he wore this aviator's leather hat, you know, like back in the olden days when they wore leather hat, and it came across, and anyway, and it was unlatched, and he would fly around, and whoosh, whoosh. He was the original Superman, or, you know, like, I don't know, these superheroes. But anyway, he became a flat earther. Rocky the squirrel became a flat earther. And he knew right away the honest thing to do was to tell everybody. So he started telling people. He started going out and teaching this to other people. And he met several villains along the way. And he decided the thing that he has to do is he has to get a camper van, and he has to go out and do a tour of England and just tell his beloved country the truth. So, well, you know what happened then. He got this, you know, he had this wonderful idea, and he got this all together, and Bullwinkle says, well, I want to be a part of this. Well, you know, Bullwinkle. He's not so clever. He's kind of on the dull side, and that's why he needs Rocky. But he's a big bull moose, you know. He's kind of like the brawn, where Rocky is the brains. Yeah, and I'm going to emphasize that one again. Rocky's the brains, and Bullwinkle is the brawn. Although Rocky's no lightweight either. Rocky can hold his own. And so they went out and did this tour, and they told everyone about the flat earth. Now, if you ever watched the show, the Rocky Bullwinkle show, there's two other characters, Boris and Natasha. It's so like fitting. So Boris and Natasha got involved too. And, you know, I don't know, did Boris even come out on the tour once? And Natasha a couple of times? I don't know. I was told very few. And then all of a sudden, Bullwinkle, Boris, and Natasha, they started arguing with Rocky that they wanted to have Marshmallow Man plastered all over the camper van. Yeah. Well, Rocky didn't like that. He said, well, no, this isn't about any one person. This is about truth. And it came to quite a conflict. And there was tension on the tour, and all because of Marshmallow Man. Really? You all know my thoughts on Marshmallow Man. That's why I called him Marshmallow Man. So, the The tour was a success, no matter what they tried to do to it. But when it came down to the end, Rocky was squeezed out of any of the decision making, and they kind of like bullied him. Bullwinkle bullied him. So, and I was told all this, and I believe it. So, all that first conference there at the school, which should give you a hint. If it's at a public school, I mean, really. So they never consulted Rocky, even though it was his original idea, and he was the whole reason that I was supporting it. Really. I mean, it was because of Rocky. Rocky has an honest spirit, a true spirit. And if it was just the other guys, I've seen myself, because I backed out of the UK conference, I've seen myself, what's going on there. And I don't like it. And this just confirms the information I got from from a friend of Rocky's and a friend of mine. It is confirming that I was right. So, okay. So let me see where I'm at on my notes here, guys. So, I want to know, is this just egos gone wild? Egos gone wild. Is it one of those things, or is it something more? So I just started putting some pieces of this puzzle together, and I think it's more than egos. I had a private conversation with Boris at one time, and he even tried to fake being humble. And I'm there like, what? What did he just say? I'm thinking to myself, that was just so fake. You know, like, what? And I couldn't even respond to that, what he said. He was trying to be humble, and it just came off like, oh, give me pity. No. No. Not doing that. So, I watched more. This Boris and Natasha, they put out a video show. Okay, they don't call it the Boris and Natasha show, but I think you should be able to figure out who it is. And they had on this girl. What was her name? Kelly or Shelley Lewis. And oh, they give this wonderful presentation. Now, realize this Shelley Lewis came out of nowhere. Nobody knew who she was. I mean, she was like non-existent. But this pretty woman comes into, and the guys say, oh, well, she's pretty. Okay, well, check the makeup job. Check that. You know, it's artificial cheekbones. So she comes on, and they're talking about the family, and oh, you're so wonderful, and oh, that's just wonderful and awesome, and oh. As a slight little diversion, my brother's wife, everything she said, oh, it's so wonderful. Well, she was addicted to Oxycontin. Oxycodone. I don't know how else you want to say it, but everything to her had to be wonderful because she had an ulterior motive. And she never wanted to appear as though she had anything critical to say. And I'm there, what? Like, I grew up with this, knowing this, that this is the way addicts will act. People who have an ulterior motive, people who have an agenda. They don't ever want to offend you because they want to get something from you. So if they offend you, then it cuts off a line that they can draw from. Okay? So, all right, everybody in the chat, just tell me if everything is good. If you can see me, if you can hear me, I'm just double checking at this point. Can you post something and just say, are you hearing this and seeing this and whatnot? There's a little delay. Hello? Anybody in the chat? Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Can hear you. Oh, yes, all good. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. I had to wait for there. Okay. Okay, you can stop saying things now. All right. So how do you know? Well, this Boris and Natasha, they put on this show, and they had this Shelley Lewis on. Now, after all the wonderful, wonderful things went on, then here it comes. Here it comes, the big thing. They're doing a movie. Well, this Shelley Lewis and The Plain Truth, Travis, and I was taken to one of his meetups, and I had a problem with Travis. He came to one of our meetups on the boardwalk, and I had forgotten to bring the connectors for the big banners, even though I had the small banners and they were fine. I did not have the connectors, and I said, well, geez, these are easily gotten at any hardware store. And I told him, he said, well, I'll go. He immediately volunteered. And then I said, get 16. It should be less than $20 to get 16 of those connectors. And he said he went out and came back. There were no connectors. And he searched in, what did he say? Was it a 10-mile radius or something? He searched 10 Home Depot stores in the area. I don't know, something like that. But you know what? Those are common. Any plumbing section will have those plastic fittings. They come in big boxes. And I thought, golly, that was strange. So here's my confirmation. He is lending his name, his channel name, The Plain Truth, to this movie with this Shelley Lewis person. Now, here's the thing that next comes. Here it comes. Watch out. They need money. They need lots of money. It's a big production. What did I remember them saying 80,000? I can't remember. Don't quote me on that one, but send your money. Send it. What have I always been telling you? If they're not doing outreach, if they're not doing activism, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. If they cannot get out and talk face to face with somebody, they are highly suspect. So do not, I am imploring you as true flat earthers, stay away from that. We don't need another movie. We don't need that. We need people on the streets. We need people talking to other people face to face. I want to teach all of mankind the flat earth truth. That's what we need. So if they want to blast my name and say, oh, Marilyn Spirit Level doesn't want things getting out, they don't want this movie in movie theaters. Well, there's another reason why they do these things. There's a reason why they do the conferences. There's a reason why they do these movies. There's a reason. It's not just that they're taking your money, but it's an obstructionist policy. It's obstructionism. They are changing your faith from the government into faith in the conferences, or changing your faith in the government to the faith in the movie. You're just changing your leader that you're following. You're just a follower, but you're following something else. Why are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. You have leadership qualities that you don't even know about. Just 3 things is all you need. You just have to tell somebody 3 things they don't know. And you will get them interested enough to look into. Now, I send everyone to flatearth101.com. But periodically, I check that. I trust no one. Correct. I trust no one. So I check that to make sure that the video is still okay. That Eric Dubé's 200 Proofs video has not been changed or tampered with. This is no personal reflection. It could happen electronically from somebody else. I'm just saying. Just check it. Send people there. I think it's, I just checked it again this morning. Anyway. So, they want to delay a movie. You can put your faith in this movie. Oh, well, it's going to take a year to make. Guess what, guys? We don't have a year. We need you on the streets now. Get on the streets now. I want you to watch today. I posted a premiere of, it's only 26 minutes. Please try to watch it. A local library had a space program, and I went. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. So I want you to watch that today. Okay, so Boris and Natasha and Bullwinkle, they have all rejected Rocky, and I am rejecting them. I don't think that they are just egotists. I think that it's worse. I think that they are, what have I been saying? These conferences are like the modern church. They take it over, they bring you in, they shut the doors. They don't tell you to go out. What does the original church say? Go ye therefore and preach the gospel to all nations. And even if you are not a Bible believer, even if you're not a Christian, going and telling is what we need to do. Word of mouth. We got to do that. We've got to do that. All right, let me just scan my notes here. You all get that. If somebody is doing a movie, then you figure, oh, I'll just wait because then I won't have to go out there and get made fun of. You know, what a coward you are. So here, I'll just read this comment. Effie Maori. But what, don't we need a community to be able to talk about flat Earth? Why? Do you have the information in your head? If you have one or two flat Earth friends that you know are flat earthers, that's enough. You have yourself. You have the truth. If you have the truth in your heart, that's all you need. You have to know what you're doing is true and right to do. So go do it. Why are you being a weenie? What do they say in England? It's such a funny word, wanker. I mean, I know it's bad, but it's such a funny word. You're a wanker. I think that's supposed to be like a bad curse word, but it certainly doesn't sound like it. Anyway, so what are you doing? Don't follow these false prophets. They're false. You gave money to churches all your life, and you voted in elections all your life. You were a good little sheep all your life, and look where we are. Look where we are now. It's time we, each of us, hits the streets. Don't you think it's time we start loving on our neighbor? Yeah, I think it is time we love our neighbor as ourself. Tell them the truth. Okay, so I would like to thank everyone who watched the New Hope series this week. That was on. I had premieres on every night. Now, some of them were really slow, but you know what? To me, they were really slow. But I like to have a crowd. I like to be able to tell like 5 people at one time, so I don't have to keep repeating over and over. But I do it anyway. If there's a slow time, I just, whenever somebody walks by, if I'm tired and sitting down, I'll just say, the earth is flat. It got in their ears. They can't get that out of their ears. They heard it. So when I was sitting on that park bench, people would walk by. Some would look. A lot of cars were looking. Absolutely. So just getting out there. I would love to go back there sometime. Not right away, though. You don't do that right away. You know, give it a little time to sink in. But I had a great time. I put in 6 hours there. I started around noon, ended up, and the funny thing is, I looked at the camera and the screen had shut off. I'm there, oh, maybe my battery went dead. I'm there, I wonder how much of it I got. I didn't really know when the battery went off or when it shut off. Well, here it kept recording and I didn't realize it. Maybe it was just the screensaver, but I don't remember that ever happening before. So I just walked down the street and that was me. I don't have any like bad feelings about anything. Everything you heard was right out there. Even when I was impatient about them coming out from dinner, I'm there, oh, geez, I should have known. You know, like, you know, service at the restaurant was going to take them a while. I should have known that. So, yeah, that's exactly who I am. I am who I am. You hear me raw. I even forget to take it off when I'm going to the bathroom. Thank goodness I'm quiet. So, yeah, don't forget to watch today the, it's called Space Show, and it's a premiere. And I don't know exactly what time it's coming on. I'm so sorry. I don't remember if it was noon or whatever, but I'm going to go off now because I can see the time is 45 minutes. That way it's not a real long show, and you guys can go sign up for that premiere and watch that. It's a very sad state of affairs when you have people in the Flat Earth movement, if they're just getting on videos and talking and talking and talking, that's also preventing you from going out. You think, oh, well, they're telling everybody about flat Earth. No, they're not. They're only telling flat earthers who are watching them. Nobody who doesn't know anything about flat Earth is going to watch that. So start thinking, stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. You lazy cowards, you wankers, whatever that means. Get out there and hit the streets. I want to teach all of mankind the flat Earth truth. And Boris and Natasha, I am really kind of disgusted with you. I'm really disgusted with you. And all those nasty names you called me after I resigned from, and I don't believe anything you said. I don't believe you were going to change any of that schedule. So don't give me your garbage, you wanker, whatever that means. So you guys are disgusting to me. You are disgusting, disgusting. You lie, you cheat, you steal. You're disgusting. Do you think for 1 second that you will be protected? Do you think you will be immune from what they are going to do to us? Do you really? You are delusional. All right. All right. Have a great day. Talk to you later.